Rock icons Kiss have announced that they'll be reuniting for a one-off concert coming up in Las Vegas to celebrate 50 years of their fan base, the Kiss Army. This show comes nearly 2 years after the completion of Kiss's end-of-the-road farewell tour, where they vowed that Kiss will be finished as a band for good. Now, although many fans are excited about this announcement, not all of the Kiss Army is feeling the love when it comes to this one-off gig, with comments reading as follows. One here says, the 10th annual Kiss retirement tour. Another reads, Kiss has been going on farewell tours since before I was born. This fan says the official Gene Wants More Money tour. And many fans have made the observation that this show was announced right after Gene Simmons canceled 27 dates on his upcoming solo tour. How coincidental. This event is being dubbed Kiss Army Storms Vegas. It will be held on November 14th, 15th, and 16th at Virgin Hotels. Now, two key details to mention about the actual Kiss performance that will be happening at this event. The first thing is that Kiss will be performing completely unmasked, meaning no costumes, no makeup, for the very first time as an official concert since their farewell. The other thing worth mentioning here is that they will also be joined by former Kiss guitarist Bruce Kulick at some point in the evening. So if Bruce gets on stage and performs with them, this will also be a reunion of the classic 90s Kiss Revenge lineup. Now, as we opened up with, many fans are feeling slighted due to the fact that Kiss said they were retiring and are now coming back. But I'm going to push back a little bit on these fans because everything Kiss is doing now, they actually already told us they were going to do. Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons have been very smart and very careful with the language they use around their retirement. For example, a month before the tour ended, Gene Simmons promised Rolling Stone that their Madison Square Garden show would be, quote, the final Kiss in makeup appearance, leaving the door open for unmasked performances. When asked about reuniting, Paul Stanley said, anything's possible. Kiss is so far from over, though Kiss as we know it is done. Now, on top of this, I feel like everybody should have seen this move coming down the pipe because let's be completely honest, this is Kiss. This is a group of guys that does not know how to retire, and honestly, I am not surprised at all by this announcement. If anything, I'm only surprised that it didn't come sooner. Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, for as long as they live and breathe, will always be doing something creative. They will always be doing something musical, and always be doing something related to Kiss. And I truly do believe they will be doing this until their last dying breaths. When you look at a guy like Ozzy Osbourne, you look at some of these people who are still out here performing, still out here, unable to quit, unable to get off the road. I do not see Gene and Paul as any different from this, and I truly do believe we are going to see these guys active in some way, shape, or form for the rest of their lives. Now, in terms of this event, I think it's going to be a great experience for all of the Kiss fans out there. I know I'm certainly considering dropping by to Las Vegas in November to be a part of these festivities. And I also want to add that it's actually very exciting to me to see Kiss coming out and doing performances live without makeup. I got the chance to see Kiss live on their soundcheck package on the final farewell tour, in which they came out and actually performed, I think, 5 songs live unmasked in the arena with the full Kiss stage. And I have to say, the experience of seeing those guys live without makeup was actually super enjoyable. And I was thinking to myself, I would even pay to see these guys go out and perform this live without makeup. It would be easier for them. It would be a lighter load, physically for them to carry with all that gear, all the makeup every single night. I'm sure the wigs are quite heavy at this point. They're quite large. But seriously, I think it would be a much more enjoyable experience for these guys to keep doing it this exact way. Maybe do a couple of one-offs, and when you do pop out, just leave the costumes at home. Listen, you can retire the costumes. I think that's a good idea. They've done it before, and they're doing it again. I think this is Lick It Up Era 2.0, and I, for one, am very excited, my friends, for Kiss to be coming back and doing this show. I do think that they've been consistent enough with their message that all the detractors and all the people complaining are going to have to sit this one out, okay? They said straight up at the very end of the last concert, Kiss is going to keep going, whether it's an avatar, whether it's without makeup. Kiss will never die. And to all the people out there who want to see the final nail in the coffin, I have a feeling you're going to be waiting for quite some time. Let me know what you think down below in the comments about Kiss announcing a reunion for one final one-off concert. Do you think this is going to spin off into more concerts, or is this really the final and last Kiss goodbye? Let me know in the comments, and also make sure to follow me on social media. Also make sure to join my Discord down below to get in touch with the other members of my community and keep up with everything I'm posting and streaming. It's been a lot of fun in the Discord, and we have a lot of exclusive content down there, so make sure to go and check it out.